There are fast engines, there are quiet engines, and then there are engines that simply refuse to die. That sound you hear on a cold morning, the rough metallic diesel clatter, isn't just noise, it's a promise. Because when that sound comes from a 1.9 TDI, chances are it will start tomorrow, and the day after that, and years from now. This isn't the most powerful engine ever built. It isn't the most modern, but it is the engine that has outlived owners, winters, and entire cars around it. Today, we're breaking down why the 1.9 TDI became the king of reliability. To understand that, we have to go back to the 1990s, a time before downsizing, before fragile emission systems, before engines were designed to impress spreadsheets instead of people. Volkswagen had a simple goal: build a diesel engine that would last. One that could survive taxi duty, daily commuting, and owners who didn't always treat it well. And here's the twist. Those exact owners, the ones who skipped oil changes and abused their cars, ended up proving just how strong this engine really was. Across Europe, the 1.9 TDI became the backbone of daily transportation. Taxis with 500,000 kilometers. Work cars that started every single morning without hesitation. But here's something most people don't know. In 1998, Volkswagen made a decision that changed everything. They chose not to chase power numbers, not to chase refinement. Instead, they chose margin. They chose simplicity. This engine wasn't designed to impress on paper. It was designed to survive in the real world. Engineers intentionally avoided pushing it to its limits. And that choice is the foundation of the legend. Because the 1.9 TDI wasn't built to win races. It was built to keep going when everything else gave up. And now it's time to look under the hood. Because once you see how this engine was engineered, its reputation suddenly makes perfect sense. The first secret of the 1.9 TDI is its engine block. While modern engines rely heavily on aluminum to save weight, this engine was built on a thick cast iron block, heavy, dense, nearly indestructible. Cast iron handles heat better, resists warping, and forgives poor maintenance. It's not glamorous, but it lasts. The second secret is how under stress the engine is. Most versions produce between 90 and 110 horsepower. That might not sound impressive, but the internal components tell a different story. Strong connecting rods, a solid crankshaft, and conservative boost levels mean the engine is working far below its actual limits. And an engine that isn't pushed doesn't break. That's also why the 1.9 TDI responds so well to tuning. There's unused potential built right into the design. Volkswagen left safety margins everywhere, and those margins translate directly into longevity. Then there's mechanical simplicity. No variable valve timing, no complex chain systems, no over-engineered electronics. Air goes in, fuel goes in, combustion happens. Fewer systems mean fewer failure points. Fuel injection plays a huge role as well. Early engines used rotary VA pumps, which became legendary for their toughness. These pumps tolerate poor fuel quality, can be rebuilt, and don't rely on fragile electronics. In many parts of the world, they survived fuel that would destroy modern common rail systems instantly. Later, pump-deuce engines increased pressure and efficiency using mechanically driven unit injectors. Aggressive, mechanical, and brutally effective. Less delicate, more durable. Another key factor is torque delivery. The 1.9 TDI makes its torque low in the rev range. It doesn't need to rev high to move the car. That means less heat, less friction, and significantly less wear over time. And finally, emissions. This engine was designed before modern emission systems added layers of complexity. No AdBlue, no fragile diesel particulate filters, no forced regenerations. Fewer components mean fewer things to fail. Put all of this together, and the result is an engine built to last far longer than anyone expected. So, now we come back to the question from the beginning. Why is the 1.9 TDI the king of reliability? Because it comes from a time when engineers were allowed to prioritize durability over marketing. Because it wasn't designed to chase numbers, it was designed to survive real life. Because it's simple, honest, and brutally effective at doing its job. This engine doesn't promise excitement. It doesn't promise performance. It promises something far more valuable: consistency. And for millions of drivers, that mattered more than anything else. That's why you still see 1.9 TD is with 600,000 or even 800,000 kilometers on the original engine. That's why mechanics respect it. That's why owners refuse to let them go. That diesel clatter at idle isn't a flaw. It's character. It's the sound of metal doing exactly what it was designed to do, day after day, year after year. The 1.9 TDI may never win races. It may never turn heads at a stoplight. But it wins something far more important: time. Time without major failures. Time without stress. Time without surprises. In a world full of fragile, overcomplicated engines, the 1.9 TDI stands as proof that reliability isn't about the latest technology. Sometimes it's about restraint. If you've ever owned or driven a 1.9 TDI, you already understand. And if you still own one, you probably smiled during this video. Drop a comment with how many miles or kilometers yours has. And if you want more deep dives into legendary engines that modern manufacturers no longer build, I'll see you in the next one.